for sticking with us. We have another wonderful interview for you today. Please help me in joining and welcoming gallerist Genie Davis.
Hi there. Nice to see you guys wherever you are. If you're national, international, or local to the South Bay in lovely Southern California, hi there. Nice to see you.
All right. Well, you have a very special thing happening this Saturday. Jeannie is opening an art gallery. But before we get into that, the specifics, how she got there, we want to talk about your beginnings. Where are you from?
Originally from Washington, D.C., and that's kind of a place that my heart still lives. I love Washington. And then I went to college at Boston University, and then I came to Southern California. So there you go.
All right, and now we were talking a little bit earlier, and you were talking about how you've had many carnations, many seasons in your life where you've done many different things. What are some of the things that you've done on your way to becoming a gallerist?
Kind of in a way, I would suppose that all roads kind of led to here, I guess, because when I was 2 years old, one of my favorite places to go was the National Gallery of Art in DC that my mom would take me to as a little kid. But let's see, I started off, I was working in film and TV production, doing documentaries and commercials and some feature film work in the Boston area. And then I moved out here, went to UCLA grad school for a little bit, started my own production company and did corporate media and commercials and marketing and things of that nature. And then I had little kids at the time that I took to an art class at the Los Angeles County Museum of Art, and the art teacher and I became friends, and we decided that we were going to put together a video program that for broadcast that would be little kids falling into paintings and things like that and learning about the art. So kind of with that in mind, we were talking about it one day, and one of the other parents of the students in her class were working in TV production, and they connected us to their manager, and their manager got us into Nickelodeon and a bunch of other places of that TV areas that were for kids programming, including the producers of Bill Nye the Science Guy and all that stuff. So we had a good run with it. The show ultimately did not get picked up past option. But I sort of got bitten by the bug to get out of corporate media, and so I started writing screenplays, and I wrote for daytime TV for Port Charles and General Hospital, and then I had a whole lot of screenplays optioned but not produced. Had one small film produced. And then I moved into writing novels, and I still have several of those up on Amazon. If anyone wants to buy a mystery or romantic suspense, there's still a few in print that are still on Amazon. Most of them, I have to admit, I got the rights back to the books, but then I never republished them, so they're just kind of floating around somewhere at used bookstores and the like. But those are under my own name, Genie, Genie, and last name Davis. Then from there I got into journalism, and I was originally writing for travel and for movie reviews and things of that nature. And then one day, one of the magazines I worked for, their art critic had called out sick, and they said, "Can you cover this gallery?" And I'm like, "Okay, sure." So I really enjoyed doing that, and I ended up doing a lot of arts writing for different publications, and including Artillery and Art and Cake, and some of the local papers around here, the Beach Reporter, and then I started my own site, diversionsla.com. So if you want to subscribe to a really good arts publication with lots of interesting reviews, and it's free, it's Diversions, DIVERSIONSLA, as in Los Angeles.com. And we have a story up right now about a wonderful artist named Debbie Corbell, who has a sculptural exhibit out in Riverside. And so I did that for a while, and then I started doing arts curating and arts writing specifically for artists' catalogs and arts interviews, much like what you're doing now yourself, except for a live audience, and a live in-person audience, I should say. And curated a number of art shows, and began to kind of wish that I could curate art shows in my own space and have my own, venue that I could kind of control the PR and control the outcome of and things like that. And that's what got me to where I am now.
Well, that's amazing. It's been a whole journey.
Yeah.
So you've lived a full life, and now you're here. Now, tell us a little bit about the gallery opening process, like from getting the space to, procuring pieces for the space. What has that been like?
Well, I'm using a very different model. Most galleries charge 50%, some only 40%, but mostly 50% to artists in commission, and artists pitch their work to them and what have you. Then there are other galleries that are membership-based models where the artists kind of curate their own work, and they, and it's sort of, it's more like, a collective. There's some wonderful, wonderful art collectives out there that I absolutely love, that are smaller, and then there's some that are really large, and, they're membership-based. And everybody kind of takes turns, and they, they curate their shows, and they do their, they do their PR. My model is kind of a cross between the two. We're only doing a 10% commission base, so if you come to our opening or any of the hours that we are open at Diversion's Fine Arts, which is the name of my new gallery, the artists are only getting only 10% commission is charged to the artist, but it is membership based. So I reached out to a lot of artists that I know and admire, and asked them if they would be interested in joining, and many of them said yes. And then I also had some referrals from other artists about people that they thought would be great for the space. And so that's pretty much how I got my artists. I either know or know through referrals all of the artists in the gallery. And along with curating the shows myself, I'm also doing an article a month in Diversions LA, at least one a month, about the show, and then one of each of the individual artists as they show their solo shows. Our opening show, which is this Saturday from 4 to 7, which is the 14th, that is a group show. And so obviously I probably can write about the group show in general, which I have and will do again, and we'll have reviews of the show up, but I'm not going to write individually about all of the, I think we have 26 artists in the group opener show.
Well, that's really lovely. How it all came together. What about procuring the space?
Oh, well, the space, this is how that came together. That actually happened first. A lovely gallerist who had been here in the South Bay before, Joanna Gurel, she was giving up her space, and she asked me if and I was curating a show for her, and she asked me if by any chance I wanted to take over the space.
Oh, nice. So it wasn't like a sandwich shop before.
No,
it was
a gallery
already a
before,
gallery.
and it's a lovely space, and it's really well laid out for a gallery already. So we basically repainted the lights, and repainted the walls, and we put new signage up and everything like that, and that was it as far as the gallery goes. And I've been very, very fortunate in having a wonderful local artist who has been helping me with doing the design. She did our logo and everything. I hope I'm going to pronounce your name correctly, Juana. It's Juana Gomlowski, and she is a fabulous artist, and she also designed our logo and did our signage that's on our doors and windows. So that went up, and my son Randall Davis is helping me with the day-to-day operations of the gallery and serving as gallery manager. But I'm doing all the curation of the shows, the theming of the shows, the layout of the shows, and then he and I are hanging them together. And he has some wonderful ideas for shows to come in terms of the hanging and things like that. So
that's really fun. Can you tell us a little bit about how you went about selecting the artists and the pieces? So you have a collective of artists, correct? Mm-hmm. 45 people.
Yeah.
Are all 45 of them showing Saturday, or a fraction of them? How did that process
go? This year, because I was not familiar with filling in the space, and I wasn't sure how large pieces people wanted in the show. And now another one of my wonderful artists, Glenn Wagner, did an architectural rendering of the gallery, so I know exactly how much I can put in. We have 26 artists in the first show, and we're going to do another group show in December of this year for the group show artists. But as far as the solo shows go, I very carefully went through all of our members and curated which 3 artists would be showing their solo works together. based on compatibility visually and, how well I thought that they would work together.
That's really nice. When it came to the pieces that are going to be on display Saturday, did you choose those or did the artists choose them?
No, people, I had them send me work because I didn't, and for the solo shows, I'm going to do studio visits, and I've already done studio visits for April, whether online or in person. Thankfully for Zoom, if people are from out of town or too long a distance away, we can do it FaceTime or Zoom. With these, I had people send me pieces, and I selected what would be best for the opening, and the title is Springtide, so I was looking for things that were very visual in terms of like color and, maybe ocean, flowers, whatever, but not in a conventional or hackneyed, or excuse the term, craft fair kind of way. These are all artists that are either, very established artists or highly emerging artists. So they're very skilled artists who are exhibiting in this opener show.
So it's not arts and crafts hour, people.
No.
These are professional artists
Yeah.
that are going to be showing. That's exciting. I was just going to ask you about the theme of the show, but you already kind of went into that.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We talked about that. So I would like to know too, sometimes the site that we don't like to glamorize or put out there, we put all of our highlights on social media and in our interviews. What were some of the obstacles that you faced?
Well, I just took over the gallery on the 3rd of this month. So
Oh, wow.
it's, to get the walls painted and the signage up and, get everything
Wait a
laid out.
minute.
Yeah,
So you took over on the 3rd.
yeah,
Today is the 12th.
yeah.
So by
That's why
Saturday.
I'm saying how busy I am.
Okay, this is why
You know,
you're on fire.
yeah,
Okay. So, wow, you were just
Yeah.
moving at breakneck speed.
Yeah, because in order, again, since we are only doing that very limited commission model, I need to get in, the full 12 months worth of shows. And so, and not wanting to stint anyone on time, and we, along with our opening events every month, we're going to have a closing event and artist talk, and then I'm planning various events during the middle run of each show to get other people from the community in, like educational groups and interior designers, real estate agents, people that I think will be buying people's art. So I have a busy, tight schedule, so I needed to start like right away. And honestly, if I had not had, because I'm still an arts writer, as well as being a ghostwriter in people's books and stuff. If I hadn't had a tight schedule at the beginning of the month, I probably would have opened last week to give us a little more breathing room.
Well, glad that you're opening Saturday, because
Yeah,
I'll be
so-
able to plop by.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Which
I mean,
I'm really
it's
excited
gonna be
about.
fun. I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be really fun.
All right, and what are you most excited about, being that this is your new venture, owning this gallery?
It's really almost hard to explain that, but it just feels like so good to go in and see this beautiful art by these artists that I really admire, that is, up on the walls and, labeled and, online. Our website, by the way, is diversionsfinearts.com, which is DIVERSIONS, fineartsplural.com. And we have our catalog up and everything. And I think the art is so gorgeous. My son designed the website, which I love. And, we'll be maintaining each show's catalog, until, as the items sell and of course are removed. And new shows will be going up again monthly. So I think I'm really excited to see everybody's work come together. And this show just looks gorgeous. It's sort of a symphony of blues, pinks, and greens, and it's just an absolutely gorgeous show with some golds and vibrant yellows mixed in. But it really just looks beautiful, and people who've walked in the gallery just randomly off the street saying like, oh, it's a new gallery, and what's opening and whatever, have a look at it and really like the art. So that's really nice.
So you're expecting a big crowd Saturday then?
I am expecting a big crowd. I hope a crowd that actually wants to buy pieces. We have them for all price ranges, up from in the hundreds to, in the middle thousands, and they're beautiful work, and they're all, I think, probably one of the best bargains around. Again, to stress the fact that the artists do not have to know that they're gonna lose 50% commission, because they're not.
Oh, that's great that you
So,
guys aren't
yeah.
trying to take an arm and a leg.
Yeah, so.
I did want to ask you, as we wrap here, you've done so many things. What of all of your skills in different career phases do you think has been the most useful at this phase, opening this
Oh,
gallery?
that's a good question. At this phase, I'm gonna still say just all my writing because I'm able to do the PR for the shows, easily. I'm able to write articles about the show, and I've come to know a lot of the artists and their ability, in terms of what types of work they create and things like that, through my writing. Other than that, I would say just literally going to lots of galleries. I mean, other than writing, I'm an inveterate poster of people on Facebook and Instagram of people's art exhibitions. So I haven't been as active since pre-pandemic, but pre-pandemic, I think my personal best was going to like 25 galleries in a night. So now, and there's also kind of fewer openings in a night now than there were then to begin with, but now I'm probably 2 or 3 openings usually. But if everything's in the same place, like there's a wonderful building downtown, the Bendix in the Fashion District, and they have like 6 galleries in one building, so I can easily do all of those. But
That's
so I like to
amazing.
cover them. So I love going out. So I would say also photographic skills and and my writing for sure. But I'm very excited to have this gallery. It looks gorgeous, and to really promote these artists. And they just each of them deserve all the best in the world. And I hope people will take some of their beautiful pieces home from this show.
Well, please let us know where we can find you and where we can come see the show.
So yes, so our local location is 1069, that's 1069 North Aviation Boulevard in Manhattan Beach. And we're just south of Manhattan Beach Boulevard. And there's plenty of parking on the side streets just behind the gallery, as well as a small lot behind the gallery and a bigger lot down the street at the tennis courts and things. And so there's a lot of parking, let's put it that way. Also on and along Aviation Boulevard. So we're 1069 North Aviation Boulevard in Manhattan Beach. And then online, again, we are diversionsfinearts.com. And if you're viewing us from someplace other than Southern California, you see something you like, reach out to us with an email or a phone call, and yes, we do ship. So, and we're happy to put red dots in advance by artist's work. So hopefully, and we're also on Instagram at diversionsfinearts.com. I'm sorry, that's the website, at diversionsfinearts on Instagram. And Threads, the same thing, and on Facebook, we're also Diversions Fine Arts. So we are all over the place. And considering we've only had those sites up for 2 weeks, I think we're doing really well.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank
We wish you the best of luck on Saturday at your gallery opening. Thanks for joining us, guys. Stay tuned. We have more interviews coming. Bye.
Bye.
Very excited.
Awesome.